Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you.
Is that painless?
That was I do.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Julie Donovan. I'm an attorney with Brocious Johnson and Griggs. Our office represents the township. We're here to advise the board today, just to kind of give you an overall summary of what you can expect today. We have an agenda. Everybody's been sworn in. When you get up to the podium, please state your name, your address, and confirm that you've been sworn in. In terms of it, we're just gonna move down the agenda in terms of order of applications. The applicant will have an opportunity to come up and again, present their application. The board may ask questions of the applicant. At that point, the board will turn it over to public testimony, have an opportunity to come up. The board will then, and the board will move in order of the sign-in sheet, which I think, has that made that its way over here? Not yet, okay. And then the applicant will have the opportunity to respond to testimony. At that point, the board may render a decision, may move into private deliberations, or may make a decision at a later date. That's kind of the general order of each application. What I will ask, so as was noted, this is being recorded and broadcast on YouTube currently. For the record, it's important that it captures what everyone is saying, so please try not to speak over. We need one person speaking at a time. We can't have cross chatter and that sort of thing, because that will impact the audio quality. So other than that, that is the rundown, and I'll turn back over to the chair.
Okay, thank you, Julie. We should just go ahead and, has everybody on the board had a chance to look at the meeting minutes from last meeting on May the 30th?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so is there a motion to accept the minutes?
A second.
You're first? Okay, you first with it, okay. Is there a second?
I second the
Second, okay, great. Okay, there's been a motion to approve the minutes that were recorded on May 30th of 2024. Can you have a roll call, please?
Al Murphy?
Yes?
Marquez?
Yes.
Wood Matthews?
Yes.
Gonzalez? Yes. Miller?
Yes. Okay, the motion's been read and approved, so the minutes from the May 31st are approved. Okay, next item up is the first variance, variance 24-03, and I think, Adam, you've got that?
So the applicant, BNF Real Investment LLC, is requesting a variance to build a single-family residential home on lot number 66, Brooklyn Road, Columbus, London Township, Franklin County, Ohio, 43231. Tax parcel number 11000233100. This property is in an R8 restricted urban residential zoning district. The nature of the variance is asking to be allowed to build on a legal non-conforming lot of record that has an abutment of only 40 feet along the approved will be maintained right of way. Section 110.41 of London Township Zoning Resolution, Article 1, General Provisions states the construction of a non-conforming structure, the construction of a conforming structure and/or the conduct of a permitted use shall be allowed on a lot of parcel of record which has an area and/or lot width less than that required for such structure or permitted use in the zoning district in which the lot is located, providing current setbacks and separation between structures can be met, and public health requirements are satisfied for water supply and wastewater disposal, and a lot of public street. The construction of a conforming structure and/or of a permitted use shall be allowed on a non-conforming lot of record having at least 60 feet abutment on an improved, publicly maintained right of way. Variance of any other development standard as described above shall be obtained only through action of the Board of Zoning Appeals in accordance with 9 Medina Board of Zoning Appeals. Because the lot is legally non-conforming and only has 40 feet of abutment, publicly maintained right-of-way, the variance is required to build a single-family home on that parcel. Plans besides the lot width requirement, the building is submitted to meet all other building requirements set forth in London Township zoning resolution. The final item that London Township staff wishes to make known to the board that the applicant, VNet Real Investments LLC, appears to also own Lot 67, Brooklyn Road, Columbus, London Township, San Ohio, 43231, tax parcel ID 110-002-332-00, which is a vacant parcel of land that abuts lot number 66 to the east. There could be the potential for the applicant to feasibly use both parcels to build a single-family home in London Township zoning requirements without a variance.
Okay, thank you, Adam. All right, does anybody want to, is anybody there representing?
Yeah.
Is anybody representing the applicant tonight that wishes to speak? Anybody that is opposing that wish to speak?
Can you bring that up on the map so we can see what that is? And then, are they gonna allow them to have city water?
We'll get into that.
Is the applicant here?
I don't think so. All right.
There's many questions I have in general about it, so let's see what we got.
General's questions are allowed, part of public testimony.
Is that the gray one?
Yes.
So everyone, just as a reminder, please only speak if you're at the podium after saying your name, address that you've been sworn in. For the record, that is really important. We can't have cross chatter.
Yes, thank you, Julie. The recorder that was here last meeting, I think she's no longer working. I think she's gone into never mind. It was horrible for her, and we're trying to correct that. Thank you, Julie. Does anybody want to speak either for or against the applicant? And then come up here to the podium, state your name and address.
Conrad, 2562 Brooklyn Road, and yes, I've been sworn in. I've got a problem with the 40-foot road frontage where they're gonna overcrowd our neighborhood. We'll have houses back to back. You let one do it, and they're all gonna do it, and I'm just simply against that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Do you want to take, we have a question for you, sir.
Do you live near the, do you live near the property where?
Yes.
Okay.
And on top of that, I just can't remember what my lot number
Or
is.
what's your address number?
2562.
That gets
Okay.
1/7 across.
Yeah, it's across the way.
Yeah.
Street to the left, 6 lots, 5 lots.
Yeah, I see mine now.
Now, what's your address?
2562.
Feet of Brooklyn Road?
Yeah.
Is it 117, lot 117?
That's it.
Okay.
So,
Good.
so I want to ask whether like, is there a problem to other neighbors as well because of this?
Pardon me?
Do you see that, if we build a home in the 40-foot lot, do you think it is a problem just for you, or would it be a
No, I
problem for
think
the
it's gonna be a
neighborhood?
problem for everybody.
Okay.
I myself, I think it'd be a problem for everybody. It definitely be a problem for me, but I see it being a problem for everybody. gonna overcrowd the neighborhood. I mean, right now, I don't know who's getting water. I can't get city water. They won't let me have it. And that, so if everybody has to dig a well, then there goes the water problem too.
Do you utilize a well right now, sir?
I've been trying for 35 years to get city water.
One of the addendums to this application is that from the city of Columbus, and it's to Mr. Roberts, I guess is the representative of the application. It says the parcels in question are not inside the corporate limits of Columbus. The parcels would have to be annexed into the city of Columbus to receive water service from Columbus. There's a 2-inch water main at Ada and Brooklyn Roads. These water mains would need to be extended by the developer to service the various parcels. And I guess he owns lots 67 and 68 on, 66 is what he's asking for, 67 he also owns. But basically the city of Columbus is saying that the property would have to be annexed into the city of Columbus.
Which, over the 35 years that I've tried, the city of Columbus, that you can't annex it. Your property has to touch a piece of Columbus property before they'll annex you in.
Okay. I think what's gonna have to happen is even if we approve this tonight, he's still gonna have to go to the city of Columbus and further proceedings would have to happen for the property to be annexed in. So the possibility of having water down Brooklyn Avenue.
It's already down it. There's a water line that runs all the way down the street.
But you'd have to tap in and pay for it, tap in fee.
City of Columbus won't let you tap into it.
Well, there might be strength in numbers.
That'll be another problem because I've tried for 35 years and the money I've put into my well, I'd be very upset that they let them have city water.
So do you know whether Columbus is below, do we know whether Columbus is touching the plot 66?
They would have to annex 66 into the city of Columbus.
Can I help a little bit on that?
Ada is Brooklyn. Is that on here somewhere? The corner of Ada and Brooklyn.
Question for you, sir. I'm not familiar with your area, so I do apologize. Across the street from you, along Brooklyn, those are undeveloped lots, there's no structures there at the moment, correct? Okay. So give me a quick 30-second description of what that property is. Is it kept for, is it trees?
Tall trees that I've complained, I mean, it's been untaken care of. The trees have been hanging over the road. I mean, your car gets scratched when you go down the road. I mean, but it's been woods for 35 years that I've lived there.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
67, 60, 66.
Yeah, the whole.
I saw that, yeah, it didn't look like there were any structures in there.
Yeah.
She wants to speak. Okay.
You go to the podium, please.
Kathy Petty, I'm actually at 26 and 28 Ida Avenue, the next street south. And yes, I have been sworn in. This has been a nice wooded lot. It's interesting. This whole area is an interesting piece that still has a country feel, still has a township feel, and yes, in the middle of the city. We have 6 to 8 deer show up on a regular basis. Somebody has, I understood from the people clearing the lots that it was being paid for by the electric company. They have roughshod the whole place. They've left equipment sitting out there. There's trees that are attacked and torn down and not removed. And it's just, right now, it's an eyesore. It had its own issues before, but it was woods.
You're saying that they being the developer.
Whoever's, and I've been understood that from the person cutting things down, that they were being paid by the electric company.
Ma'am,
Yes.
So, part of this, because this is a hearing,
Mhm.
evidence needs to be submitted into the record. Is there any way you could email that
Yeah.
to
whatever.
Adam
Okay.
here?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Ken.
Kathy, those pictures you just showed here, would that be the lot 66, 67 that you were taking pictures of? That's
I was taking it from my side. I'm over here. So it's
You're on.
Ada, I'm here,
Okay.
and it is like this stretch, yeah. It is this stretch and cleared over to the other side. So yeah, but it's, I mean, just 66. They're, I can,
Yeah.
you can tell something bigger is trying to be happening.
Okay.
I personally love the well water. I don't want city water. If we are incorporated into Columbus, we're not gonna have the snow removal that we've had from Glendon Township. I'm at the end of a dead-end street. I appreciate it's there. But I like my little piece of country that's back there. If everybody else has to have 2 lots to put a house on it, why wouldn't this one? How small of a house is a 40-foot wide lot going to hold? I'm all for affordable housing, but let's not become slumps.
You want to be able to have, to reach out your window and not touch the house next to you.
Not too close. I mean, that's the thing. But, yeah, most of the lots, you can look there, have their buildings crossing over a lot.
Right.
And even, we did an addition on our back porch into an addition, and ours is even labeled now as the 3 lots together versus being chunked up in little pieces. We had to have that to get that addition put on. We were told it was, had to be at least like a half and half of building versus green space.
Anybody else have any questions for Kathy?
Other homes on a single plot?
Yes. I mean, some of them are fairly small. But I think we came in at 1,000 square feet, and we've gone up to a whole 1,500 square feet. These aren't huge houses. No one's gonna put a mansion in there. The road is only about a car width and a half wide. So that's what all of these streets are, just a small dead-end roads, and we appreciate that.
How long have you lived there, Kathy? You said.
18 years, 18 or 19 years.
Okay. Anybody else want to speak for or against the variance on Brooklyn Avenue? All right. Executive session to discuss this.
That is
I motion that we go into executive session.
the motion to, move to enter private deliberations.
Sorry. Motion for enter private deliberations.
I second that motion.
Okay, there's a motion to go into a private deliberation. We normally go into discuss in depth a little bit, so, there's a motion on the floor and seconded. Roll call?
Do you mind if I make a comment pertaining to this?
Yes, I'm sorry. And you have been sworn in, I remember you standing up and.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just a moment.
Table the motion.
Let's table the motion.
Table the motion to adjourn, so go ahead, sir, and state your name and
Jeff
address.
Lehman. Jeff Lehman. Okay. Look, I want to make a little comment. I mean, you know, I've been involved in a lot of this lot. First of all, the water line broke. It's a very small line. Matter of fact, there's 3 houses hooked up to it. Yeah. Right. I mean, I've talked to some of the people. One person gets in the shower, and the other house starts the laundry. that was kind of way back in the day that happened, but, you know, annexation is a pretty big thing. You're correct about almost having to butt up to the land.
Okay, that's interject. Jeff, what was your address? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
2777 McCoy Road,
So are you in this,
Fort Ridge.
you're not on Brooklyn at all? Okay. Okay, thank you.
Are you somewhere nearby, or
Excuse me?
are you somewhere nearby the property for which you're talking variance for?
Well, my,
Jeff, you're a builder, aren't you?
yes, I'm a home
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
developer also, but, so I took a look at developing that, bringing in utilities. Had a little contractual agreement on the lots, but, which kind of went south, but, the roads, as you know, most of them are non-conforming ditches. The thing is, you know, there has to be consistency within Glen Township. You guys have a lot of these lots. There's no doubt about it. And if someone doesn't have a huge contract for 150 lots, where they come in and do a PED zone, you know, upgrading the community, even the roads, or adding roads, you know, landscape for the subdivision, not just the homes, and have different uses. You really have to keep it. If there's 2 lots, you gotta join the lot. It's as simple as that. If there's 3 lots, you know, you go to 2 60-footers and nobody has to come here. You just change them out with the county. As you may know, I have an application. It's a corner lot. I can't go get more land. But I have made adjustments on areas that I have built, and I've already built. I have a situation where I can get 5 40-footers. It's 100 foot. Financially, it doesn't make sense if I put 3 lots in, take them 5 lots, make them 66.6 foot wide. I can get 4 lots at 50 foot. You gotta think about it. Now, as far as design, you know, I've designed houses that fit on 50 footers. I even have some at 40 foot. For instance, like the house that we pretty much designed, like 100% sold money at, that we're gonna build on this particular lot. The home has to be around 26 foot wide, 27 foot wide, to, you know, for side yard and stuff. Because in my situation, when I have 2 roads, I don't meet the setback of both roads. So design stuff, there's a lot of designs of certain homes that go on the lots, and they look good. But when you have a 40-foot lot and you're landlocked, like the lot you guys approved on Clybourne, I mean, you know, it'll work out. But it's tight, you gotta be careful, building homes, you know, you're right there. So, I hope the committee, you know, on these different situations, you know, come up with an idea of what's the minimum, because you have, if people do something with the lots, it generates revenue. I can tell you myself, when I started building, I was the first to start building on Kilbourne Avenue. Those homes in that area, you would not believe. Some of the older homes, people put a little time into it, fixed it up, and sold them. How much they sold them? It's unbelievable. prior to me building, there's homes that maybe would get $100,000, the house and lot. And those same homes sold for 180, 200,000. So, new homes is very good for any community. The values just of the existing homes and the owners, they see a huge increase in value. Now, if they don't update their home, you know, I can't say that the increase will be there as much, but everyone will see it. But I hope the committee decides. I would, if I were in your position, if someone has access to and next to it, you gotta go. I mean, you gotta be a pretty good builder and know what you're doing to put a house on a 40 foot.
All right. Any other questions for Jeff? Okay, Gary. To bring that motion back up to the, bring it on and,
Motion to move to private deliberations. Somebody will second that motion?
seconded. All right, Alderman. Yes.
Mark Gates,
Yes.
Jim Matthews,
Yes.
Ms. Knox,
Yes.
Mallow.
Yes. Okay, we will adjourn, and we will be back shortly. I wish there was entertainment for you. You can look at the screen is going black, so pull out your iPhones. You shall be back. Thank you.
It's anything after code. Yeah, I went to that meeting and they told me that, they said, well, if you're not moving to city water, I'm not open to your sewer. And I said, you have anything else?
It's a fence there.
He said it's a health hazard.
Moratorium requires
My mother's a health hazard.
they off. But, you know, because I've been on Brooklyn. You know, what time they had 150. And I had a-
So they're not gonna
I
have
backed
water.
up.
They're not gonna have water.
Well, what they told,
Now, with that being said, this is a great, city water, and city water. That's water, none, and city water. They won't let us have it. The line runs right into the road. 85. This is my
shop, these are my,
Yeah.
and there's one house here. He has city water. I had to dig a well.
Part of what I
I mean,
said,
that's not
I'm a
open-ended
developer,
question.
that I take a look at the aqua.
That's what I'm asking.
Ohio Natural Resources.
Okay, that's my question. I didn't.
You can get one, I didn't get from them, ask them how the aqua.
She told me I touch Columbus. And they're supposed to extend the street all down to the other.
I'm like 50,
3,000 feet now. 3,000.
But here's where they want to build.
I'm 150 and my water's still.
You're getting.
Mine's good at that point.
So.
I tell you what, you may wanna think about it.
We have to.
A couple of these guys have just had their done.
Well, you got,
Or
you know, the
like
thing
60.
is, this is the problem, and this is something that I've been talking about. Most towns, the city, vote council.
Yeah, they have to,
They're doing that now?
well, they're deliberating, discussing these
So they'll let us know today? They're gonna let them build or not build?
80, 90 years.
Yeah, but what do you think it's going to
Absorption
be?
rate, about 50 foot, it's almost like in a shower.
Yeah,
Your own mess.
yeah.
It's under review.
My one went out, so we had to redo on this. I don't think they had to redrill it, they just had to
How,
take out the pump.
how is,
So it's not blended, that won't let us have city water.
That's how they.
It's been a minute, it's been a minute, so I don't know.
I think
So
that's a
it's,
little.
300.
Yeah, maybe 300.
Nah.
Department of Natural Resources? What's
Well,
the
how deep are
website?
you going? Yeah.
We've got that.
How deep are you going?
I'll have my guy that does it, but let me get you the thing.
If you build a house like that,
City's out zero.
So, yeah, provide sanitary sewer, because the EPA stuff.
Yeah, I remember that, because he lives in a house I used to live in. They made everybody do that, and kicked in all the septics.
So this.
now there's a street called Lockwood, I don't know what it is.
That's Abington.
Abington.
They're talking about the.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna put on the corner.
Well, there was one that got
I had
built
all
last
those.
year.
My shop's here,
One got built.
this house is right behind mine. He has city water, the Brooklyn Monk, but the house, the very last house, has city water.
Oh, that's your house? The house on they has to go on your well.
Really mine.
It was built
About 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Okay.
Trailer park that used to be there years ago, where they put the two doubles over Clybourne? They put two doubles on
He owns a lot of
Clybourne?
that. was
Rick
brick.
has them, these big poles.
You knew Bob Burke.
They were running their sewage out.
He owns.
They didn't have septic tanks back then.
You know,
They made them put in, well, not blended, but they're not
Bob Pat.
close it. The ground's condemned. I wouldn't drink that water in there over there anyways, even if I did have free.
I
Sewage spewed out there for 30 years.
I,
So even these builders should know that. They better have the ground tested before they go
I think he thinks
leaving the well and drinking water, because, 20 years later, people buy these houses 15 years later, they're getting freaking sick or something.
I think, yeah, you know what development costs for doing things, put it in Abington.
And I did dig a well just to get water in my shop, and I'd be pissed if they get city water right across the street from me, and I had to spend
Just redoing the whole.
$50,000 on the well.
I had Columbus agreed to redo the front of Cleveland.
Yeah, that would be wrong. So they're, even though they build there, they're not gonna let them have city water, correct?
The alleys would convert to walking paths. I think it was,
And they come back, that's on the.
Wardle.
It all depends.
Or your board.
Oh, I'm surprised it's that cheap.
That was.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
So it's
Yeah,
50
that was
now.
So now, do you know if the company bought all the lots, same owner? They buy all the lots there?
There's no way
This is.
years, someday, I'll be dead and rotting in the ground.
I mean, I figure a matter of time, when my grandpa actually built the house that he's in.
My plan was, I presented the blended.
City of Columbus, West Shelbyville, Brooklyn, and Blendon. So kind of like this.
Package. And so on Abington, the Sharon gonna be twin sink. Everything from Sharon West was all single. They're gonna be next 40 foot, 60 foot. So when you lay it all out, it's all 5-1. Really nice. That's what I was, and they were agreeing.
Because it'd be a 40-foot lot.
You have to understand, I mean, when I did that, I had to, the previous administrator, he had some guy in Michigan. They kept on coming back to adjust the house. Like it was a new subdivision. The guy in Michigan says, well, you gotta add pipe, we came in toward them. It doesn't, because there's homeless about it. I mean, these roads aren't even done with 44. There's
Well,
no
no,
route.
if Columbus,
There's
if
no route.
it
They're
ain't.
trying to stop the build on 40, they wasn't down more than 40 foot to build.
It's a catch-22, I mean, look at, you gotta have a lot of, to annex.
Because we put utilities, they just build on every 40.
My kid was in high school. I'd
That's
see the
not-
top
that's
end.
not
One of the ways, all the way down.
And it doesn't
matter.
He's building.
If you have the school system,
Yeah.
your value, if kids go or not. You pay taxes for kids in school. You know you don't have kids. You gotta remember the value. You go and see the comps
On
today.
Brandywine, which
Where are you guys? You're on? Okay. Okay.
1,600
And we've been, I've been on that street 70 years.
Yeah.
I know it sounds like a lot. I moved there when I was
Yep. Like I said, up there, everybody, until their value shot.
They kept. And
Matter of fact, we don't want to pay you
along
that
that
area.
Farther
They
down.
fought
That's
facilities in that area because
Three and a half
they
years,
were afraid that
two and a half
kids
years.
would go to.
We're right.
Literally
Yeah,
went
I
up
know.
45.
It was taxes, Westerville.
See, the builders told us,
It is, a lot of, COVID has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, most of us are on homestead. Yeah. Yeah.
This government says it's COVID.
Well,
When you,
They start
look,
building on every 40-foot lot.
when you sell your soul to China, and you rely on China, China would, if you recall during COVID, one person in our shipping yard would say, we used to shut it down all the time. That's how we started.
well, and I shouldn't say COVID, I
The
should
whole
say,
like
And they're the
city water,
ones that are
getting
part
rid of
of
wells.
they wasn't gonna clear all the woods out, using the
Did that on Kilmore. The two houses that we just built, we got tapped into Columbus Water.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's on the record. It's been a rap ever since. Good.
And then they say, those guys can't have streets. I had about 400
I mean, I normally, look at, I built a vendor.
And when they put in sewer, they
I
don't do
did
it.
large developments like City Hall and stuff. I did
Yeah.
town land
I know who you got.
Oh, I know him.
built homes, I usually did.
I know him. I've never met him, but I've dealt with him
Dig
before.
another town.
I'm not, I wouldn't
Start two.
right.
getting.
That's what I've been doing.
Dirty dumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should have been all.
I was way wrong.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my own well depth, and it says 143 feet. Static water was found at 91 feet.
Oh, there is. That
I'll
water's
tell
not
you.
We're here for the lot, that
table that.
corner lot right there on Abington and.
Oh, man.
You know where they built the doubles on Clybourne?
Sharon and
The doubles
Abington,
on
yeah.
Clybourne.
Yeah.
And that's.
There used to be the trail, there used to be a trailer park, we know about. And and they sewage, you can't drink that water around there. You can't drink that water.
Judge made them.
That's city water.
You got some.
That is, but I wouldn't drink, would they go out there and drink out of that area?
You wanna,
How far they go in yours?
Took 150 feet to get the line.
the whole area.
150 feet. I just had one dug last year, 150 feet to get the water. I'm on Brooklyn, I'm right across the street from the lot, I have that shop over there.
You're across, Brooklyn?
Yeah. Dead end street, one house, I'm there.
The old empty
I-
house.
The old empty garage.
Yeah.
And you had to put a well into that. Just to have
I was gonna.
Yes.
something to wash your hands with.
Yes.
You may as well make it a mansion.
He didn't have nowhere else to throw his money, really, that's what.
Yeah, you got it, well, aside of the
I
horse.
should have
I
tapped
mean,
off
look
the
at
basement.
Clybourne has water. I mean, I'm not talking.
Clybourne has it, Kilbourne has it, they've had it since the sixties.
Yep.
I think all the streets have.
Yeah.
See,
He
you
sure
know,
had it.
Front-
in
Front Road has it.
1949, my grandpa built the house that he lives on Clybourne Road. I used to live in that house, right by the shop. They paid for the water line to come down through there. If you didn't pay for the water line, you was not allowed to
That's
tap
right,
into the water.
and that's what they've told me for
So it's
35
under the
years.
old
year was
law,
that?
1949,
They
1950.
said
was
everybody paid a
Huh?
portion of that
I
water.
knew it was back then. That's kind of,
Well, they
that's
They had no
back
way to
where you almost
distribute the money.
got your own guy and dug a trench, boom, tap the water.
Which is our reason why they won't let us tap it,
You
because
didn't have to
They'd
have
be making
plans or
money.
anything.
what's crazy, that the very last house on Brooklyn has city water. My shop don't, the house next to me does it, he does it, and then 3 houses have city water. The line runs right down the middle in front of our property.
See,
And will not let us tap
Are
in.
we sure about that? Because that's
Yeah.
where, because it's the,
No,
Armies,
Clybourne has
what
water.
is the Armies?
Yeah, Clybourne, come on, bro.
Goes all the way,
Yeah.
come back from Morse Road, that's the, on Columbus property, is the people that are at the end of the street. If I'm, since they're there, let's come up and look at the map.
Now they're on the first house on the
I'm a
street.
map person.
What house you in?
They live on Addison.
Lives right across.
Yeah, right across from here.
Oh, okay.
He's got the big sidewalk.
Some of his.
Because these lots are Columbus, these was coming off Morse Road. So
Get water.
these back things,
Are you city or well?
this is well,
Well.
possibly a city issue. That's our whole issue, the
Right.
well.
You're not gonna get, you won't get it, I'm telling you.
I tried, I
How
thought
deep
it
is
was.
that, the people here?
What city? We freshly did it.
Here, I wish I had.
I mean,
Well, let me tell you something. That deal, I worked
Right.
no water power when it started. Well, I went to Lake Little. Most of the homes are on a slab, they base.
Yeah, that's your problem.
You found out about this after you.
oh, yeah.
So the water goes to here?
Well, I looked at, I've had some go
And
around.
I mean, the bathtub was actually, I called that.
I mean, we get along.
No, this is the Army's
We all
report.
Oh, you're here. Paints, like original. Was supposed to.
Oh,
And
I take 5 gallons.
when they came in for the sand, the plans were
I've had
to
to
do
replace
both.
a water tank.
They had the agreement with Columbus. See, the agreement happened during Coleman days as the mayor. So, I was kind of involved with
Yes,
that.
I had.
No, he came to me. And I got Franklin County, and the mayor, Coleman, Michael. I got Michael
I mean,
to
really,
allow
the whole thing was-
21
You
communities
could put
The thing that I had on.
to have water and sewer.
You're gonna put twice as many.
In lieu of that, Franklin County agreed to get a casino.
Were they on the inside now, new windows and all that?
I don't think the windows are done, they got the roof on, the court got crazy hot.
And,
So what a lot was, isn't it?
Yeah. And it was, yeah.
I tell you something,
Yeah.
I know EPA, because the moratorium was Monday.
Hey, if you're wrong on the calendar,
Huh?
you're wrong on the calendar.
They said no more.
I used to
Been
feed
for
them
80, 90 years.
until I
soil's-
retired. I said, that's my food and yours. But there's times I've had 17 out
Oh, yeah. It wasn't breaking down, it's just the soil, the whole, the yards were, yeah.
And as I looked at it.
There's only, I mean, think about it, back in the day, when those
There's two
septic
little
systems
babies.
went in, there weren't two systems,
Four of
you
them.
know, there was one system on a 40-foot
They were
lot,
running like crazy.
and the
Okay,
next
we want you to
one,
run some, okay?
you know,
When you
it's
come out and you greet my dog,
Yeah, I have
that's,
two
you know.
sisters,
Oh,
two
my dog
sisters,
and the deer,
septic tank.
like, play together. I mean, the deer will run across the backyard, the dog runs with them.
All that wildlife's great, except the fact you get the groundhog, the skunk.
And so you gotta watch all
there's
the-
lot 30 next to you guys.
If we had skunk, we won't have coyotes and
I have one part of it.
Okay, I'll take the skunk.
2, 3, and 24.
I keep put trash
Yeah,
out.
maybe not.
But I don't have a small dog anymore, so I don't care about coyotes.
You're on the south
I've seen
side of
fox,
the road,
but
right?
I've never seen a coyote.
North side.
You're on the
Somebody
north.
told us there was somebody that was.
Well, I
on there.
have heard, I
And
have heard.
he's like, oh, can
No,
I?
I seen fox, and there's
Can I?
coyote over there, right?
Can I hunt 'em?
You have the.
And he's like, we're gonna put a blind out.
Spanish speaking.
And I'm like, yeah, I got a 20-pound dog at the time.
Faces share.
And I'm sorry, she notices when the neighbors put in the wrong spot.
Absolutely.
And she spotted the line across, I think the entire, and you're just like,
Oh, I talked to you.
you're blinding me.
Yeah, so.
I know raccoons,
Yeah, I think I did.
they're smarter than me, they'll stick their head out from underneath the shed where they live.
Thing is, it came down, it really came down to someone's greed.
They want to
It
get
was,
excited.
let me tell you, what
Back
have been
under.
Bob Ricketts.
They see
If Bob was still alive, we, I mean, I started, it was to a point I could never get a hold of his son. He had, Bob had a daughter, and everything was nothing. And her husband.
Well, we don't know what, you knocked out the other side of the room and there was no.
Old man Bill.
You're not dying inside, okay?
Pretty much telling him, like, I'll throw a lien on every one of those lots, contractual lien. And because I couldn't get him to
How long
respond.
you been on that?
About 18 or
Let me
19.
tell you, they had a lot of money.
I remember going through the tractors. He was in the shop running.
We never saw
your
your
shop
shop
until
until
they
they
pulled
all wrapped out.
I mean, we still have lots tied up there
I'm
and
working at the house there next
don't
to you,
have
but.
streets. I mean, that's the
Mine
best
barking all
thing
the time.
that happened for the whole area there.
Well, I remember before I built my house, it was, well, I came here one time because we had a meeting about getting utilities. And the older generation then fought it tooth and nail because they didn't want to be in the city. They didn't want sewer and water. Don't ask me why. We're living the year 1982 back then. Now it's 2024, and you got sewer and water at the very end of the street. Brandy, look at all the
It's
places.
right there.
Brandywine, you have Kilbourne.
You know, like I
The
said,
nerve of the
Franklin
road.
County had an agreement and it expired.
So that's
See,
stupid.
we've got a water softener and all that, but we still have, iron in the water.
Is it Lehman? Lehman Brothers, that? Are you wanted to build there? Is that what you wanted to do? You're the builder?
Not those ones.
I think so.
Oh.
He's putting one.
He's
Well,
got-
actually, I have an option to buy a lot of those lots.
Now, did you buy all the ones
Abington?
across? what
No,
is
the
that,
ones, the
Abington?
ones they were just talking about.
Somebody cleared out.
I had a.
Gentlemen, I'm so sorry, just want to confirm, since a few people have come in here, is the applicant for this first application, have they come in yet, or any of you? Okay, just wanted to check, thank you.
How long are you guys gonna board?
It depends, as long as the board needs to
Really?
decide, yep.
They ain't got no reputation.
You know,
They don't have to
They
buy it,
should've-
put it in our favor.
not done that.
Well, what favor do you want? They're not
I know
deciding
you're
whether they got water.
Were you,
No.
How are you, sir?
were you the developer?
I had to combine 3 to put my house there. Put an addition on the house. It was already put up.
Upstairs.
It was a 2-1.
It's not a table discussing that.
Like,
You know if there's a place, since you're the, know where to find it, yeah, you know if there's a place you can go, database. An application for a building permit applied for. Yeah, just about that, Franklin County for a building.
You gotta go to, are you,
Did you sign it? Did you sign it?
Yes, Carly did.
Okay, so is she gonna speak?
No.
Okay. So you-
like if they've applied for?
It's like him, he's got that land he's going to build on, and you gotta apply for a permit.
Oh, not until we start building.
So
We,
you
like,
got-
I'm gonna have to apply for a building permit.
Well, I know Gary, the
So
guy
it's a
that
thought.
put the one down, put it up,
Yeah.
next door that is,
Uh-huh.
he applied for, I couldn't find anything, he applied for, and I find out who owns the land, and how much they
Yeah.
paid for it, their blood type.
Economic, economic. Do a permit,
Uh-huh.
that's what I don't want, is the Franklin County Building and Economic.
Okay. That's probably what that is.
Yes, we do.
They cleared out.
You want to put just a Y right there, since you're gonna do the applicant you're speaking.
Asbury. Should come down. That first. So it's not a road, but it's not a road.
Is it like an alleyway?
Well, it's supposed to be a street sign.
Oh, but it's covered in grass?
Yeah, well, they went in there and cleared all.
Yeah.
Well, I found on the other side, I saw, just poking around after you guys, I got that letter.
Yeah.
I was just poking around. All from Sharon all the way up to Cleveland, it's commercial.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder what they gonna do.
You have a whole street commercial down
Well, if it abuts,
Here's the stupid thing. If the city, let them annex and put water and sewer down all those streets. Look how much money they would get in taxes.
The city would lose it.
Oh,
So it makes it
no.
easy, house easier to sell. That's why I don't care if it is either.
No. I've been on the street for 70 years. I was 8 years old when I moved on the street. Okay, I know what it's about. It's always been Westfield School District to the north side, of Morris Road north, and all the way to the north end.
Always been taking over my little street, but it is. And the thousand
Morse Road
cars
on up,
that show up to
all
get on.
It's always been
To go
Westerville,
there.
and I went to Westerville third grade, number 12. It's always been Westerville, and they're not gonna change that.
No, and that's
They
fine.
even bring kids from other areas.
Well, that's the thing I wanted to say, because
That was happening.
Okay? So,
the thing is, these lots,
what does Glen Township do for you?
Shovel for it, yeah.
No, they plow
They plow.
one side of the road now.
Well,
They
they
don't even
take
plow
the
the whole side.
It used to be,
And they
used to be both sides now.
And they used to have a big
Their truck might be
lawnmower,
bigger.
a big lawnmower that cut a big strip along the empty property. Now it's a low riding mower.
We're tired of it all. And the thing is.
I'd rather not have the chemicals.
get it.
Well, we
So
don't know
that's
what's,
where I'm at.
we don't know what's in that well water. You know, there's salt.
It's on both sides of Route 42.
You got
Some commercial,
Carrying our freaking.
my guy cutting grass, it's too commercial,
Water at the store, we don't, huh?
not.
42. But then I
Keep
put a bowl
You have
and
iron?
I had a piece of got cut.
I don't think they like.
So,
And you
That's
take
why I
iron, you
wanted to
got
find
iron,
the more
if
salt
we didn't
flats.
have a water
Yeah,
salt,
you take the town.
we'd be iron over all our clothes.
Tastes like the city
And
water.
everything.
Colin, the guy wanted,
Still is.
you know,
He runs.
I know,
Texas,
fight.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody has different opinions.
Yeah, I mean,
You're supposed to cut that like those two other.
One that leaves a mark on it.
Ten.
and
Still have one.
trying to keep it cleaned off. It's
$1,500
not-
I get a homestead because I'm ancient. It still went up $1,500.
Times, you know, this happened. So you hear it, and I said around the corner, you hear it.
But
How nice this two commercial plants are. Where you just talking about this, that was forgotten. Obviously.
back here,
And then this.
If you're going west, the guy going east has to get out the way.
Yeah. Say anything.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
No lights on the streets.
He's
They're
thought
trying
about
to
it.
develop the neighborhood.
Right.
More houses, some portable
I mean,
housing.
right now,
You know where the 5 acres that school is?
We still have ditches, so you have to leave your light on, so people can see.
It's the.
They should write the checkbook and fix all these little things. Oh, yeah, yeah.
I could never live here. I said, well, the animals, the deer and the animals haven't eaten.
So,
We had
that's the only
on the
thing.
street for 70 years.
Yes.
That's the thing we love the most, because we live in Clybourne. That's the thing we love the most. The only people that make any trouble there will be the deer.
I try to explain. I explain that a little bit.
The 60, the man on the corner, I don't know his name, but Sharon and,
Okay.
he told me he had
Not with Bob.
60.
Oh, really?
And some people, bought utilities, they had, like the first house, like Chester, Bill Herder, owned a store out there.
They make it dark.
Yeah.
They must have paid, that they able to get it, because the first house on Abington has water too, city water too.
The first house,
Yeah. I mean, I'd be doing.
And then they, family members added on next to. But see, a lot of people want it. The
table.
but not on wells.
Double.
Get more and more people on wells.
Well, it's technically a separate company, so.
That's serious.
I think the land guy. No, he was a change.
Well, they keep doing this, it's gonna look at part of the city again, that's lose country. But yeah, right now, we live in the city, but
The city's supposed to enter the street, but yet you're not in the city.
I mean, it may outlive me.
And you can't have,
This is gonna really help Columbus ease up sanitary sewer. You know, a lot of towns like Hilliard's, they're past.
That was mandated by the EPA, I think, because of the, a lot of
Designed the sanitary back in
they
the day.
were failing, and it was a health hazard.
Always been.
When I was there, Brooklyn and Clybourne still had septic when I bought.
Put the sewer. And now you want us to go back.
East had sewer.
Because you made a misjudgment. I mean, it's wasted money. Cost to get sued. Always ends with. It amazes me.
Probably had to bring it in recently would make more sense, but
Clybourne doesn't
some of
have
these.
sewer?
They do. They've got city water as well.
But the town
Brooklyn
devils,
does.
they do?
Someone Say, said someone.
I think some of these.
Probably, 'cause she's gonna probably attend.
I got well water with city, but I'm on Ada.
Lots of the street. Who wants to do it, so I just.
I don't like the, what's his face?
Well, let's do like,
I gotta
let's say they need affordable housing and stuff. Eventually, I don't care what you say, you can go down to Kilbourne, you could see there's a house on every lot down there.
Guy.
All the way down.
We went down through.
One of the streets eventually. So why aren't they smarter than to for water and sewer? And
Everything.
and then you have you're paying through the good. Shouldn't you have the utilities to go with it?
Yeah, and then they still charge a house of money.
Yeah.
So who's that in the middle last?
Well, I think,
Carly, my son, about it, in the field.
before, I paid 2,000
It's funny.
a couple of years ago, and last year I paid $100.
Right.
Yeah, that's with the ancient homestead and stuff, but, you know.
Side out. But it's a 5 more square foot. And
Free. You get to be in your, wells will go there for donation.
I mean,
Boy, that's.
14 grand.
Well,
It's going from just under 14. Widow, 14.
I like having a nice piece of property, but this is year 2024.
That shows you what house.
Utilities. You don't need an outdoor toilet.
Well, we closed that whole stuff for 340 grand and then one car.
Modern.
It's gonna flush. Pretty far down the street, thank you.
Sell it all with one car
Quarter
drive.
mile away.
It's not working. But I do have a lot of room, I can put 3.
And, well, it happened to be the first time on the list.
Especially if you detach it.
You're opposing
You
it.
detach it, you can move it
Accessory.
accessory.
Yeah.
If it's detached, well.
Because the
detached
way
garage.
it's sitting now, there's no.
But I, even as I saw, that a lot would be just that 40-foot something. I thought, real, right? Do you realize that you find that lot is gonna do nothing?
Yeah, some people bought this lot for the primary. We wasted as much.
That's what happened. A lot of this elderly lady.
Like the roof.
So, that's
Is on it.
Yeah.
Shit
What
out
do you
of
think?
No, usually the definition of detached is the foundation. It's
Even if it's one. It's,
but, I mean, it's like, if I steal some building from land, you better change it enough to keep that for. And they look at the foundation. The foundation is the
They've been paying taxes for all these years, 25 years a year. And never used it except for 2 new homes. One right straight across from us and one on Chester. That's all I know. I don't know if it's short. I'm sure it is. 4 years. Yeah. Yeah, well, you can see
We
all
did
these.
this courthouse.
Super nice guy.
nice guy. I told him, I said, you know, you're all set. Go in there and these guys stumble.
And that's what I don't know.
Years.
Sometimes this is.
And then, of course, later on, years later, they start buying properties and they
Get rid of them.
houses.
This is what it's like.
Turning it things, dragging it out.
But eventually, you can't stay affordable.
It's vital.
You guys are friends.
Yes, they're trying to
So
figure it out. That's why. If they've been doing this for longer.
I mean, they just, yeah, that's why it's, they have to really think about it. If someone has access to the loan lender, they.
I'll be right up by your place then too.
Well, and that's not what anybody's talking about.
We need to put them on 40 foot.
Huh? Everybody's got a dream.
But if you go up the end of Blended Township, up where the tire place is, at the end of the tire place, used to be the motorcycle shop.
Yeah.
Those are all,
Used to be the,
the motorcycle shop, the other end.
Oh, okay.
somebody was selling women out there.
They got, those are 40 foot lots.
Almost two.
Yep.
Construction guys. I mean,
Sorry, when come out, you know, that's,
porch, everything.
yeah.
Pile of gravel, 3/4 the size of the whole land. You know,
Well, you got
it's a jug, and then you get on the road.
They got cleanup day here twice a year.
Catch 22.
If you can get it down the street, you can make it a little further.
I'm just saying.
One of them on Cleveland Avenue right now.
Called bulk pickup.
I have him bring, I have to take the goes, cut the driveway,
Picked up, you know. From
7 style garage. And then gravel comes, goes right.
It wasn't raised right, is what it is.
What?
Mixes up.
It wasn't raised right.
Time I get the my vehicle.
Backhanded by your dad, you know.
There's boundaries to it. Did you check if that email came through to you?
This is all.
Yeah.
It's the one we're talking about. I'll fix it.
Which I know for we handle it.
We're still in the Brooklyn, and I put it in Brooklyn Estates, is
Belmont,
that whole?
Belmont.
Okay.
Jeff. Jeff. So you guys got to actually get signed off on how deep or that allocate that there's water available at that, is that something that's permitted to be signed off on?
Just what, for,
If you go to the county and say, I need a permit, of all the permits you got to get, is one of them you have to get checked out how the water table is, how much water
You
is
got,
available.
that's how
The
good the
report
water
she was
is.
talking about?
yeah, no, like the water I got, you know, I kinda just do it automatically. Because I, you know, so, I mean, if there's water.
Yeah,
I gotta-
find out later.
I gotta get water, and I buy it, find, there's no water, or I gotta go 2 miles down.
Sure, you can pay all that time to get it.
So you.
That's
you know,
just prudent
it's
for you
just
to
a
do.
thing, you think about these things, hey, state of Ohio Natural Resources, this is where it is. This is water, you know. I get maps. That whole side of that, Cleveland Avenue, that's great. Water, that water, because they're all, yeah, they're all interconnected. I mean, it goes all this. But, and that's a good thing. And, you know, they're not deep,
thinking that's what it was.
You're active with only one B, correct?
Yeah.
Well, they know, like he said, they know
265.
what the water is. Anytime I've called the plumber.
I mean, there's a lot more to really do than sand.
Yeah.
Other thing, and put sand in the sewers.
Right.
You pay. Right. And
There's gotta be correct money out there too.
Now, did they run new water lines when they did the sewage or no?
No.
no, they were on the plan, so those lines are
Well, they,
the water lines were in the engineering plans of the sand.
They didn't do it.
And then when they went to do it, they weren't in the budget.
I didn't even find you.
them water lines.
He's there, we know he is.
And on top of it,
It came up as,
you know, with all the
Mine
blank
came up, I'm like,
lots
okay.
all through there,
ABING.
they put the sewer in very high, so if you wanna build the basement,
and
you gotta have
2653.
gravity fall. And a lot of them you can't.
Right.
So when I was gonna redevelop Cleveland Heights, there's a lot of sewer that we had to put in deep.
Well, whoever they hired to do the sewers, done a poor job. I mean, my road didn't even come out right. When it was said and done.
Still Mr. Zach.
Yes. It was returned. I'll find it. Thank you.
But I found mine. I think it existed.
I wish they would have put water in the sewage.
For one, and I thought you're here for the last one.
No, I'm the next one. It's a no-brainer. It's not like, hey,
Say yes, no, come on. There's nobody fighting against this
Is
thing.
there another one here?
There's
What's the other one?
And then you can look at the PDF for this.
Another lot?
the corner lot, and I'm lot 30.
your school.
Sharon and Brook.
It's
or
okay, no
Abington.
road to show.
Oh,
Abington and Sharon.
that's crazy.
So you don't exist.
Oh, across from, no, that's,
Said
that
what
ain't
you
happening.
Number,
25.
Hey,
You wanted to build a house there?
they were not abducted by aliens.
Thank you guys so much for your patience.
Did we lose anybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
walked out, but she's not gone, gone.
Marvin just went to the restroom, he'll be back.
Sorry. I wanted to say something for the record. We are not cookie cutter any of these applicants. They're, you know, because we've ruled on, we've had one meeting this year. And it was, if you look at the notes, I think it was about 2.5 hours. And we do not get paid for any of this. We bring our own stuff in. So, we do it out of, because we love this community, you know. I've been here 40-some years. Longer than some people have been alive, it was mentioned. Anyway, I just want to let you know, we are not cookie cutter every applicant. We look at each one of them individually, and just because we've done something in the past, doesn't mean we're gonna do something tonight or in the future. So, just want to let you guys know that. Now,
Every one of these cases here has particular issues involved with it. And again, when we read that, well, this was granted before.
right.
Something may have been granted, but there was very specific. And you're gonna hear that in
Well,
yes, sir.
Do we need to make a motion to continue?
Yes, sir.
I make a motion to continue the meeting.
Yeah. Okay. Make a motion to continue. I second
Well,
that.
we need to make a motion to end
The executive.
Oh, yes.
private deliberations.
See, we're learning.
Yeah.
I make a motion to end private deliberations.
I second that motion.
Okay, the
You
motion
need
been
to
made
roll,
and
you need to do a
seconded.
roll call.
Yep.
Ralph Murphy,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Paul Bradley,
Yes.
Ms.
Yes.
Yes. Touching on what was just said by the two gentlemen to the right of me, we are not a cookie cutter organization. Everyone made the opportunity and the effort to come in here and speak their minds regarding this case. And unless the individual here is now, I find that very rude to not be here and expect us to pass this just on this cookie cutter example. So leading up to that,
Okay.
Mark?
These are the findings of fact and conclusions of law. Whether the property in question will yield a reasonable return, factor met, not met, and rationale. The factor has not been met. With this property in question, the board does not have sufficient information to make that determination. Whether the variance is not substantial, the board feels it has not met this. The variance is substantial. The lot width is only 2/3 of the lot width required of a 60-foot lot. Whether the variance would not adversely affect the delivery of governmental services, water, sewage, and garbage. The board determined it has not been met. The applicant has failed to provide evidence that this water service can be provided to this lot. Whether the property owner did not purchase the property with the knowledge of zoning restrictions, this factor has not been met. Whether the property owner's predicament cannot feasibly be obviated through some other method than a variance. Property owner could combine two lots and not be dealing with a 60-foot lot frontage or 40-foot lot frontage. Whether the spirit and intent behind the zoning requirement would be observed and substantial justice done by granting the variance. The factor has not been met with this property. The board does not have sufficient information to make that determination. We will take this to a vote.
Yes.
I realized we didn't prepare the motion when we were back there, so if you give me 2 more seconds, we can issue the motion. What's the application number on this?
003. 003.
Do you have to read the motion? Next to me?
Motion to incorporate the findings of fact and conclusions of law and deny application B24-003 for an area variance.
I second that motion.
Okay, the motion's been moved and seconded. Call a roll call?
Ralph Murphy?
No?
Wait,
Oh, sorry.
the motion on the table is to deny the application, so if you would like to deny the application, your vote would be yes.
Yes, okay, yes, I'm sorry. Confusion reigns. I'm under medication, by the way, so. Sorry.
Mark Hayes?
Yes.
Gordon Matthews?
Yes.
Jeff Bell?
Yes.
Matt Hopper?
Yes.
Okay, the motion's been, the application has been denied. And, yes, sir.
Will they be able to reapply for this application?
They would have to go to the Franklin County
Appeals Court.
Appeals Court within the next 30 days and ask them to review what we've talked about tonight and make a determination.
Will we have to go back to this again?
Your testimony is on record, so you don't have to come back again, even though there's chocolate back there. I was instructed not to bring it out here.
What kind of medication are you on?
Not the good stuff, let me tell you. I asked my doctor about that today, and he said, no to cannabis, no to this. I need to go to a new doctor. All right, moving on to the next applicant. Sorry, thank you for your patience on this.
This variance is 24-004. The applicant Jeffrey Lehman Homes LLC is requesting a variance to build a single-family residential home on lot number 30 Abington Road, Columbus, Ohio, 43231, London Township, Franklin County, tax parcel number 110-002366-00. This property is in an RA restricted residential zoning district. The nature of the variance is asking to be allowed to build on a legal non-conforming lot of record that cannot meet the building line setback required along a publicly maintained right of way. Section 504.01 of the zoning resolution, Article 5, General Building Standards states, along every street right of way, a building line shall be established from the center line of that right of way, a distance equal to the width of the existing right of way, or the width of the right of way proposed in the thoroughfare plan as adopted by the Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission on October 6, 1961. That Franklin County Regional Planning Commission, and as amended from the first time to time, whichever right of way is greater. However, where a property adjoins a limited access right of way, a building line shall be established 50 feet from the property line adjoining the limited access line. Where a property adjoins a limited access right of way, accessory structures may be permitted within the established building line, in addition that setbacks of not less than 5 feet from the property line is provided. With the right of way of Sharon Road being 50 feet, why the applicant cannot meet the building line setback requirement of 25 feet back from the right of way on Sharon Road. They do, however, meet the 25-foot setback, building setback along Abington Road. The applicant is requesting to be allowed to build 16.1 feet away from the right of way along Sharon, and will require approval of the variance in order to build. Without the variance being granted, there is no other lease to the property, other than the setback requirement along Sharon Road not being met. The rest of the applicant's proposed site plan requirements of West Township.
I have a question though. How much should be the right of way and how much do we need the variance for?
So, right of way, corner lot. So technically, he's got greater than 60 feet of right of way. He's got, because he has the 2 right of ways, basically you combine those 2 numbers. He's got 150 on one side, and then he's got the 40 on the other. So he's got plenty of abutment along the public right of way. The issue is that, with that being said, because of the lot size, he can't meet the setback requirement. He essentially has 2 front yards. So without a variance, he can't put a home on that lot. He doesn't own the lot next to it. So he's on a corner lot. He's trying to meet the setbacks as best he can. So he's 16.1 feet away off of Sharon Road, but he meets the setback requirement on Patterson Road, which is the front of the property.
What is the setback requirement?
So it's, the way it's determined is there's a survey done of the right of way. You take that number, whatever the width of the right of way, you take from the center point of the right of way into the front of the yard. So with Abington and Sharon both being 50 feet, you would take from the center of the right of way 50 feet into the property, and that's where the building line gets established, or the front build line.
Does he need 50 feet and he's only got 25?
Exactly, yeah. So he's 25 feet off of the right of way essentially, and then you can only get 16 based on this.
All right. Thank you, Adam. And,
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and.
Jeff, you've already been sworn in, and
I believe in the packet, I sent you a letter from the Hudson Department of Natural Resources pertaining to the water table in the well. This road is not in water. I couldn't remember if we forwarded it.
2013. Letters from 2013. Does that sound right?
No, it was an updated one. Yeah, this is February 22nd, 2000. We didn't send that.
Well, we got it December 4th, 2013. That's pretty much what you said.
Yeah,
Please
that
give
was-
it down here
Yeah,
for.
that was an old one.
Okay. So if you want to
Yeah.
Give the exhibit.
Can maybe the board take a look at, we'll get the
Sure.
letter back,
Yeah.
but if the.
That's fine.
Can we put this next property up? Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Does anybody have any questions for Jeff?
So pretty much, you know, as you can see, it has 48.1 in the width on Abington versus the 40. But we have, you know, open ditch, things of that sort.
Open
So
ditch. Forgive me. Open ditch.
Yeah, there's no storms in that community, no storms.
Okay.
So my thinking was, let me send this to my surveyors, you know, go out there, shoot that thing, get elevations, and I had them put on there the building pad in the room I have to work with. It was only kind of to the last minute when Adam called and said, you know, we gotta look at both roads and setbacks. Thinking that, you know, 'cause my thinking was it's facing. So I have a design, I think that's been sent to you guys. It's a preliminary, and I'm really kind of back and forth on that design. But it meets the, you know, the height of all that meets within code. So I would have felt a little more confident, I think, when I sent it to Adam, the application and all. But that could change. The foundation will be the same or within the requirement.
Is that a wooded lot today, or what's it a wooded lot?
Actually, someone, you know, so the lady I bought it from, had owned it for a while. And the people that live in the home west of the property line, you know, I think they added a fence, and I think they maintained it. As I talked to the lady I bought it from, she said, I know that cut. So, she had a good neighbor, so she paid taxes. But, you know, it's important that, you know, build cosmetically a nice home. Because it is viewed, you know, roughly 175, 180 linear feet of road frontage. And so we have to kind of make it look nice. I'm not sold on this home right now because one side of it only has a few windows. This is the way it is. When you put the, because we're gonna side load the garage, so the garage is gonna come in off the Sharon. So the front of the home will face Abington.
It looks like you have a driveway cut or curb cut on Sharon Avenue for this drawing here. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's on the plot plan, you can see it.
And you still have 6 feet behind the home or to the other residence? 6 feet?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Six
it's a
feet.
little plot.
Yep, I saw it.
Well, that's kind of small.
Yeah,
But it's hard to see.
I think it's to the west of it, on what we see is lot 29 and 28, those structures.
Those are structures.
Houses on that, people live there.
Yes.
Okay. Over here, in 31 and 32, looks like there's a structure over there, use them in a double wide. Okay, so you're taking the corner line. How long did you purchase
just recently.
What year did you shop? It was 20,
Yeah, actually, maybe. I mean, she was, like everyone else, needed money.
Yeah.
She was really, so, you know, Joan, she's a nice lady. It was hard to explain her. The lot is not conforming. You know, I gotta get it through zoning. And then we can close. But, you know, it's, something has to be done.
Says in your letter here, sir, lot, I just lost my place here. Purchased many lots within the township with successful variance zoning and paths. Approximately how many?
Lots?
Lots that you've developed. Within Blended Township.
That we did?
And how many have you done in Blendon Township? I mean, in Columbus, that's a different story.
I don't know, maybe more.
Okay.
Can you build a home without this variance? Have you considered, can you build a home without this variance?
Can I build a home without a variance? Well,
in this one,
on this lot,
yeah.
yeah. Can I build a home on this lot? Well, right now, the foundation of the home is 26 foot wide. That's pretty narrow for a single family. I mean, can I make it smaller? Is that the question? And build one? I mean, I think I need a variance either way. Because it's not conforming, it's not 60 foot. On the positive side, even though I have setback I need from Abington and not Sharon, I have this zoning of 120 linear foot. And the 48 foot, I mean, the answer is I don't think I can. I mean, it's kind of a loaded question. What is a home marketable that you would want to live in, or you, where you open the door, it's like wall here, wall there. I mean, you're right, you don't have that width. To try to fit it in there, that's why I had that garage inside a little in the back. And I, you know, again, I'm not crazy about it, but the solution is maybe detach that garage. Consider that as a secondary building and what have you.
And you purchased this to develop it, correct?
I purchased it for building. Yeah, there's nothing developed.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything else you can do. I mean, it's a lot, it needs to be built on, it's got, you know, value, taxes are paid, someone thinks it's worth something, or you wouldn't pay taxes on it. But I think, you know, as long as I can probably increase landscaping, both sides, and cosmetically, I think the home will end up. I almost kind of feel like you know, on this design, I think you have the plans. I don't know if you have it updated, but it's got a front porch on it, and it's got a, you know, spindles run forever, and the front is board. That would be a thing about maybe trying to wrap that with, I don't know. For some reason, I started getting not liking this house. Because, you know, you sit there and envision, that's what I do. Like I said, it's 180 linear feet of road. Jazz and something. But also at the same time, you know. The darn thing about it is prices are so darn high. It's just pathetic. I mean, supply, all that. I mean, you know, it's not easy to say, well, throw windows here and do this, there. I mean, it's nuts.
I want to ask, like, this variance is for the building line, right? I don't know, maybe, can you show me which one is the building line? No.
So look at the,
I have this one.
See, it's stated build B.
This one?
Hey, see this right here? So if you look at, you
These are thicker lines?
know, yeah, here's,
the dotted line, 25 here.
Okay.
yeah. It'll say right here.
This is
It
building
says
line. So, okay.
BL. See that?
So this is 25 feet long, right?
It's
Yeah.
25 feet front.
Okay, so
Well,
if you want,
it's not from center line. No.
it's from this.
It's from the edge line.
Okay.
This is
Yeah,
right
here's
from the
that.
edge of the road, but this is technically split.
Okay, so without the variance, he has to put this building here, that's 50 feet.
No, so it's, the question is, this is
Here's-
Sharon Road.
Here's the house.
Okay.
And he's got 16.1 up here, the right away of Sharon.
Okay.
He needs 25 to match.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He has two front
See
yards.
that? Yeah, see the 16?
Yeah. So this 16 is.
It's darn if I do, darn if I don't.
So this 16 is. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. So this 16 is from the building to the property line?
So it's 16 is right away. Edge of the right of way to the building. So he needs from the center line that of Sharon Road. To meet the requirement of the zoning resolution, from the edge of the right of way, it's 50 feet. So you need 25 feet in.
Okay, so you would need, yeah, okay.
Probably be about, the build line on this side would probably be.
Yeah. So this width has to be increased to be 25 feet. So
To meet, in order to be able to meet.
so what he's missing is like 8 or 9 feet. And he meets it in this side, right? In the Abington side, he meets
Yeah,
it.
that's 16.83 is that's the stop, that's what the variance would be.
So you,
The lot's 6,012 square foot.
it's just 16 feet throughout the building.
26 by 22. Just have 26 in.
But then the buildings, the building width is 22 feet below and 26 feet above, right? The width of the building.
So he's got the garage in the back.
Oh, okay, because of the.
So can we get, let's talk in front of the audience. It's being recorded. Excuse me? Excuse me.
Jeff, on the, Sharon Road, behind, or just south of your property, is that a commercial building there, or is that a auto repair shop or something like that? I think there's 3 lots. commercial building to the north.
Yeah, it's a little,
Yeah. A little northwest.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe there's a corner lot and then the building actually sits. Yeah, and they keep that pretty.
Okay, thank you.
You got any more questions for Jeff? Jeff, you go ahead and take a seat. Do we have anyone in opposition who wants to speak about this?
Yes, sir.
Now, you were not here when we had the, did you get signed in?
You swear me.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll ask you to go to the podium, and I'm gonna swear you in. I'm not swear at you, but I'll swear you in. All right. And you'll then tell us.
Thank you, Jeff.
Then you'll tell us your name and your relationship to this event. Do you, raise your right hand, do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you.
Name's Clarence Trout. I've lived on Abington for 70 years. And bought the property down at Union Street in 1977 through 1982. I had our house built. I have nothing against Mr. Lehman. He built some beautiful homes over in Kilgore. But I do think that a 40-foot lot is too small to build on today in that area because we have no water. You know, and that's our main objection is we don't have any water. They've never given us any, they never will give us any water probably. We've had wells all along. And we have to deal with iron and other people have, what is it? Sulfur. Sulfur in their water, and if any of you have ever taken a shower in sulfur water, I have, and I've tried to brush my teeth. It ain't fun. So, yeah, exactly. But we really need, when builders build homes in there, and they're gonna build in there, they already got lots for sale on Chester, on Clarendon. They've got signs up for sale already. They're gonna build in there someday. So if a builder comes in and wants to build on 40-foot lots, they ought to have water and sewer all the way down to deal with it instead. Because if you have a variance for a 48-foot lot right now, later on you're gonna have a variance for 40-foot lots. You know, it's gonna happen. 8 foot's not gonna be that much difference. So, if you keep on, and the homes are on top of each other on Kilburn, there's some beautiful homes there. I couldn't afford one there, but there's some beautiful homes. But they have water and sewer, and they should have on Abington and all the streets around there. It's 2024, it's not 1890s, you know, where you have an outside toilet, a one-hole or a two-hole. It's time to have sewer and water. We have sewer now after, well, we got that in about 12 years ago or something like that. I was surprised. I was hoping to get in before I died of old age, but I don't think we're getting water. But it's just that I don't think that they should be building on 40-foot lots right now until we get water, sewer, both, and take care of it. You know, we ought to have a well, and if it ever runs dry, we don't have nothing. You know, when I bought the property, I had to have 4 lots. I have part of one lot, 121, 122, 123, 124. That's just for well and septic and leach beds. My whole field was a leach bed at one time until the sewer came through. Like I said, the only objection I have is I feel that builders should put in water, sewer down the streets before they build on 40-foot lots. And if they don't, pretty soon, they're not gonna have any water at all.
you, Clarence, appreciate that.
Clarence, where do you live in conjunction to this property here? North of it or south of it?
East west.
Yeah, on the other side of there. You have on the very corner of Abington and Sharon, they have the Spanish people that live in that house. On Sharon. And then right next to it, I have.
This house right here, sir?
No. It's
He's
on
what
the
he's
other
what
side.
he's after.
You'd have to
Just
scroll
look at
down.
It's on the top side.
You can't see it there.
Top left or right?
All right, you're just kind of around the corner. Just kind of around the corner from it.
Yeah, it's right around the corner from there.
Okay.
4 lots, 5 to 4 lots.
Okay.
Thank you, Clarence. And just to clarify, I married a lady that grew up on Sulphur Springs Road, so yeah, I'm familiar with sulfur in the water. I married her anyway.
Iron's bad enough, but sulfur.
Well, yeah. She's had 50 years of trying to get rid of me, but no, it's not happening. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, would you bring the letter back up? Sorry, I'm speaking to the applicant. He's right behind you.
The water.
Yeah. Yep. So, if we can make a copy tonight, a couple copies tonight, that would be great, just so that way we can make sure it's incorporated as part of the record.
Is this Cleveland Heights?
Scan and send.
Is this Cleveland Heights? The other document said that you have 20 acres of property in the Cleveland Heights. Is it one of those?
The older one?
The older one?
The older one is Scully Heights.
But
It's
the,
for the whole region, the first. Showed 75.
yeah, it said that you had 20 acres of property. Is it correct? It said that you had 20 acres and 65 wells.
Well,
Yeah, it said that like you are interested in building 65 homes with individual wells on approximately 20 acres.
it was more, yeah. I don't know how we ended up getting that. I mean, you know, I had a contract like 160.
So, is this property one of the 65 which you are going to build?
Not gonna do all those things. This is one property.
Okay.
I'm thinking about buying 4 lots in Chester, build a lot of machines, 2 80-footers. But, yeah, that, I wanted to get an update.
Do you own any other property lot in the proximity or?
Do I what?
Do you own more properties in Abington Road or Sharon Road?
I don't own any other properties. My intent was just to redevelop them.
Somebody got a question back here? Okay, come up to
Yeah.
the podium. Yep. And I didn't catch your name when you were speaking on the other variants.
Oh, comment.
Don?
Charlie.
Charlie, okay, thank you.
I believe that we've already just come upon that there should be 60-foot wide lots before you build on. I don't see why it would change any at all. I understand what he said, what he's gonna do with it, well, that's not our problem. We didn't buy the lot. But if it's 60 foot, it ought to be 60 foot all the way through. That's what I got.
Thank you. Like this gentleman said, he's, like Clarence said, they've got sewer, and that was like 12 years ago, but he's lived there, what, And so change happens, so, because you don't have something, we don't get it tomorrow, so. Anyway, I understand, thank you. Appreciate that, Charlie.
So, I have a question for Adam. Do we need a 60-foot variance as well?
No, because you have,
Mind if
The other one.
so, no, since he has 125, he has the 48.1. The way the code reads is you need 60 foot along publicly maintained right of way. More than 60 feet along publicly maintained right of way, so he meets that.
What about the area variance?
Uh,
7,200 square feet or something?
Oh, so the way that the code reads for non-conforming law, it does not need to meet the area. Section 114, or 110.41 is like.
You wanted to say something else?
Yeah. You know, I know people have concern, again, on the width of the lot. I think when you're in a position where you have no other land to use the width of the lot, there isn't very many options. Understanding this, people have owned these lots for a long time. Those lots are zoned correctly for its size. It's today's lots into a non-conforming lot. So it was basically done on deciding, what is a buildable lot or what it is not. I think that over time we've learned and we've found that if you have a sanitary sewer, that pretty much, there's lots in this country that are starting to zone 40 footers, 50 footers, even Columbus, even Delaware and other areas. There's zero lot line homes or what have you. As long as you have sewer, you have utilities. A well takes no room. You gotta remember, one person that may say, well, we don't want to see a 40-foot lot. Live on a lot that's 40 foot. But the difference is, we don't have to put a leach bed. These leach beds back in the day were put in just one leach bed, 2 rows of pipe with only one tank. There's no alternates. Plus, it was kind of hard to fit all that in. So, similar to these folks, they bought those other lots to accommodate that. There's one thing that the committee may want to think about, and the township within itself, is to lobby or get with City Columbus to work out a utility agreement. That's kind of the protocol. When I was going to redevelop, I talks with Steve Renner, some of the commissioner stuff, and they just were kind of jerked around by Columbus and coming up with another utility agreement. They had a utility agreement with Columbus, they let it expire. And it would have been a great opportunity for London to come swiping right in the water here. Now to finance it, that would be a horse of different color with that. You'd team up with the developer to redevelop it, come up with a comprehensive plan for the community, existing people, just maybe a thought.
Have you brought that up to the zoning commission of the township?
I said it to the, I spoke about it with the past administrator. And, I don't know if I say it to the trustees, but, I think it's time to resolve a lot of issues that people have. Folks here live in the community, and they're right. This is 2024. Nobody really should be out loud. Pain in the butt, and it sucks. You just never know what you're gonna get. So, I think it's maybe time to think about and discuss that also.
I think we're I think the zoning commission meets monthly also, I believe. And is it on YouTube also, or are those meetings on YouTube? Okay. You may want to attend one of their meetings and bring that up. I think it's a good point. It really is. For anybody else want to speak? Thank you.
Yeah, I have a question for Adam, like, do we block the traffic line of sight?
No.
All right, there's no other questions from the, attendees. Do we want to? Yes, thank you, thank you, I'm sorry. Brain cramp in here again, sorry.
Some of the salty water.
You got in the audience.
All right, we're gonna go into, executive session.
I make a motion for private deliberation.
Second that motion?
Roll Murphy.
Yes.
Murphy.
Yes.
Gordon Matthews.
Yes.
Steve Ball.
Yes.
Thank you, folks, and, we'll be back. I think I've heard that before. I'll be back, yeah. I can't do it like he does it.
I've got the letter.
Yes.
Train 1,000 miles.
Someone spots a lot next to me, and they're like, whoa, they don't go there.
You know, I'm gonna tell you, all this money's being spent affordable.
Talk to the service director. Never got a good answer. I mean, if you drove down there, you'd see those trees that fell in the road. You can't get through it.
Who developed?
You're talking about where the
I'm
old-
allowed to.
You're talking about where the old campground was.
I'm just talking about a lot of funding's going into affordable. Mayor,
Morris Road.
those are all, it's going to, multi.
That's where the couple is now.
If I had that alleyway, which was always there for 30 years that I've been with that. I can turn right, go down the alley, come out to Clyde's Street. There's an alley. I don't think that. I was talking to the maintenance department, he goes, yeah, he's one of our police cruisers got the records in there.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a safety issue like that. All it takes is coming down the alley and cut the trees. And really, it really is.
And that complains about little cats.
There's big rods about 8 years ago, before I moved out.
It says trees, I would say. Yeah, well, I'm sure Pleasant Township owns the alley, but
You know Minerva Park.
There's 30 years of city going in there.
Oh, I know. You're talking about trailer park? Oh, it was terrible. It smelled.
finally sold it. They finally sold it. Norm finally sold it. Norm owned it.
Norm, yeah, I had an eye by it.
That is all we're doing.
In fact, if they're leaving before 6 o'clock,
carry out down?
turn right, go down and make the U-turn, that's it. It's too hard to pull out.
Yeah. They're making him pay for it, right? There's already taps there, because the old trailer park already had water there, so. They just let them sell water.
Max Trailer Park.
Yeah.
No, it's just,
It was
it's
terrible.
Bible.
It
Yeah,
smelled
but I
so
mean,
bad.
Ashbury.
Out in House,
Knoxbury, that's the
You
word.
know, they're not in your area.
They didn't take it all the way down.
Abington.
Because this right here is supposed to be Ashbury, right here.
Yeah, I know where Ashbury
This
is.
is right there, Ashbury.
Where are they putting on Ashbury? Because they cut all the kinds of stuff down through
They're
there.
supposed to build a road.
What?
Double.
If you literally go to the very Clarendon, because that's kind of how the water flows naturally.
Yeah.
Kind of to the.
Clarendon, they have city water.
No.
First house there?
Well, that's the problem. Back in the 40s,
Stop. Yes.
back in the 40s, some people got city water under the table. They paid a politician or somebody because the first house on
No, back
Abington
in
has
the day,
water.
they'd go
First
hook
house
up
on
themselves.
Chester had water. And they did that, I don't know how many streets, I know those two streets did.
Now, our street's got it all the way down.
Huh?
You really through the trout, great trout, and all the trouts.
Yeah.
Elmer,
They aren't all my fault.
Elmer,
Yeah. Elmer was
my
my-
daughter dated Eric.
My, Eric.
Yeah.
Related to the Trouts. Uncle Elmer was my uncle.
So what's up with the very end of the street? There's like a landscape company or something.
See, there's something else too. I don't care what anybody says. That's a residential area, but they had that shop there, Clay Baker. that
Playmakers, yes.
Old building there, and
Yeah,
he
the
tore
very
it down and built a big
Huh?
repair shop. I mean, a shop where they build
They
race
still got
cars.
the race cars going in there?
And then, yeah, they still do it. But they sold the race car, Clay Baker moved out. But see, they had another business down toward Cleveland Avenue,
No, like that?
business.
How you doing?
Yeah. Plus, the landscaping place down at the very end where there's three
Well,
in a
there's
residential
gotta do
area.
it, do it.
Now it's supposed to
Mine's
be-
under commercial.
Huh?
My building's on commercial in Brooklyn.
Is it?
Right across from 62 where they're wanting to build.
Now,
Not him. The
what
other
you
one.
call his old house?
Bill Clickett.
Like,
Remember Bill Clickett?
Yeah.
his old
I have his
garage.
shop. I have his garage. I bought it from him 2 years ago. But see, the very last house on Brooklyn, city water.
Yeah,
I can't. The next house, which Backlich owned, John Backlich bought was Bill's old house. Then his house, no city water, he's well,
I'm
but
trying-
city.
That
It runs right down the road.
That is,
Yeah.
Huh?
that is
I know, there's city line
Like
runs
right
right down
there,
the
I
road.
was gonna
city
I
water,
was gonna
2 or 3 homes, and then you
try to
can't get it.
grab
That's
the water on
stupid.
Clybourne.
He can't get it, next house to me can't get
And
it.
bring it
Shop
on.
can't get it. but
Yeah,
they
they,
have to be in
they
the-
tried for 35 years, and they've come up with every excuse. Well, annex your road into Columbus, and then you'll own, you touch it, they'll let you have some more.
Like I just told them, it's up to them.
Well, if the
Call Columbus. And
Oh, yeah.
engage in a.
Well, they've got the power to do that.
utility agreement.
No, I,
But most won't because they don't have the money.
no, but I don't, it's
They
been,
get
it's
that
been
agreement,
out there a lot, my
but they're
parents.
not-
And I just,
That's
it
when
doesn't
they-
make sense. Why,
I've talked to everybody here
Kilburn, my dad actually,
last decade.
That's where the
My
church is. isn't
zoning,
it,
to
right?
redevelop that, Cleveland.
The church
It's
at
always,
Kilbourne, right?
you know,
Yeah, the church.
yes,
Methodist
yes,
church,
from
yeah.
Clarendon
Methodist church.
yeah.
down to Ashbury. putting Ashbury Road.
Well, they just done something down there.
Out in my head. I mean,
I'm sorry.
They just put something in there, dug up the road.
what was the name of the guy
Well,
that
they
was the
redid,
administrator?
they redid the water and sewer.
Brad,
everything. Blacktop and everything.
What are they doing on
Brad, I
Kilmore?
think it was Brad something.
See, they used to have signs that said.
What are they doing on Kilmore?
What they did.
They put a new water line in.
Yeah.
See there, they did the sewer.
Yeah, new water line.
They used to have signs that said.
It's nuts. This is
Now,
nuts.
now they took them down because we.
I was thinking about once I got the software in place. It's really it's really the part.
So,
It's just one person. It's right.
We don't have a
All the way
water
down
line
to
here.
almost here.
look, the bottom line is this.
Yeah, service department's gonna be
I wonder if a big mistake they have is,
Cities don't want it. They don't wanna put sidewalks, they don't put.
the sidewalks come from the developer.
It don't matter, city.
The developer pays for everything.
That's the thing, you know.
They could do the thing. When I made, you know, they're thinking, and they have been thinking, want to do it, we don't have the money. I said, I'm the developer, you get the agreement, I'll redevelop, install the water.
Hey, I'll tell you.
It's, look, it's a thing of getting their acts together.
All we're asking for is water.
The guy,
Brad Fisher.
no, that's the design.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I know this guy's name is
He's
Brad.
with
One
Funds,
of those guys.
or he's with County.
Okay, yeah.
No, the guy
I know
who
it's a
come
Brad
out.
guy though, that used to be in
Brings away.
Which way?
He goes right like that. I think he retired. The Branch retired.
Yeah.
Sure did. He retired. Look at his spot, anybody?
Yes.
Yeah. You don't really see you around.
I don't see you in no pickup truck.
Yeah.
He's got a pickup truck,
It's parked back here. Yeah.
nice Ford or something.
What are you doing? I'm sorry.
I've got the zoning inspector and the code enforcement officer, so I do all the.
Option on all of it, I don't anymore.
Somebody
Bob
said-
died, Bob and I came to me, I'm kind of known.
Knock on people's doors if they see something that's like egregiously unsafe, it needs to be addressed
We
immediately.
got them out every once in a while to see.
See, I had a car back here.
I did call it solar system. It's very complex development in that area. If you think about it, again, you're dealing with just tight places. So, you have to have it organized, you gotta be prepared, you gotta move quick. That's the inconvenience. I mean, if you put in Ashbury, I'd be digging 10 holes at a time, houses. The road would be just going in, you know.
This was you or somebody told us that they saw somebody parked down in front of those lots.
So, with the tag being expired, that's considered. So, go and get it registered.
So what happened with my is only survived daughter, is got that, and her husband.
That's not an issue separately.
Just wasn't getting much response and feedback, and then, as things got closer, we had to either extend the agreement or not. And that agreement was close, and I made it with Bob, that I would pay the rest.
I'm in the detective bureau, but I'll pass it along.
That's too.
I'll pass it along.
That's too big time for that.
I'll pass it along.
Let's see my brother.
I mean, he seems a good neighbor. I mean,
We're still in contact. So I'd send him out a certified letter for
Operable, basically just have
I
to
get a
right
letter
across the street from 62.
saying you don't talk to him anymore,
say,
you talk to us. And I shot back a letter to them saying,
all that kind of stuff. If homes are missing, and there's no way to tags together.
Needless to say, we ended up settling over.
Criteria if this junction, we can compel them to remove it.
I think, you know, I had a lot of money.
I don't think anybody's trying to develop, I think they just wanna buy lots and build one.
That, yeah, that's a junk.
Yeah.
It's like I said to them, I said, you know, like the first, the guy owns 2 lots on Brooklyn.
Gene Sutton, talking about
One
Rachel.
lot, a variance on one of them,
John Giamarco.
even though he has 2 lots right next to each other. No,
They gave
you
you
can get 60 foot. You can get, you build a home because you have 2 lots. Now, if you only had a single lot and you couldn't buy this one,
No, I'm not,
you gotta prove it. Because they will
been 2
lose.
years maybe.
When someone buys lots,
Yeah, it's
land,
2 years he's gone.
if it was 60 acres over by the because if it's the zoning codes that change,
Well, his replacement's gonna be, it's Matt Newman.
doesn't mean they don't have a right to build.
So,
Now,
that's who we're gonna
like you guys, you know, 3 lots. And then
He took
you can
Ranch's
build
lot,
one.
but he,
Be
zoning side, not just the code.
Take one lot and split it between the 2 of the lots. Then it gives you 60 foot. You wouldn't even have to file for it. Same. I don't know.
So,
This is very unorthodox.
I built a house on the street.
they,
Yeah.
whatever, last birthday,
So now,
setback,
so now you have 2 lots you can sell me.
Franklin County. Have Department of Franklin County.
Excuse the lot.
To do inspections of the property, make sure it's in line.
So frustrating.
I never saw that.
The water.
You know, they asked me, they said, have you brought this up before? And I said, well, I have.
You had, like, for example, some of the code enforcers go, they show pictures on their Facebook and they would say.
It's a lot easier instead of me battling
Well,
utility agreement.
It's an existing fence, that's different than not getting a permit to say, I gotta put a new fence. But there's, you know, there are different things, so, but to the public, look, here they are, like, they're home all the time, and really want to drink. We'll address this.
Responsibility of the adjoining county, township, or whatever, that does have it to provide.
So if they built a,
It's in the books.
and I swear, I almost guarantee you that you
Listen, I gotta tell you, you know, Adam's called me, I'm very seasoned developer.
can. I was in construction for 40 years, I've seen makers, we built a garage on High Street. They went to, got it all done. Tear it down. But the guy was the smartest guy I ever saw. He was running up to a forest. He brought his dump truck in. He built the chickens back in it.
What they do,
That dump truck down there.
they have to send the ground, like gold, every one is different.
All right, you ready to go?
Somebody comes in, wants a variance, because that's what you're doing. They say, no.
Yeah, the little branch, he was on you, but
They-
grass was 6 inches.
Constitutionally and everything else, all the landowner.
I would just do code enforcement.
You have more time.
I'd have more time to be on the street, actually.
I talked to him, all about the
If you wanted, I would call the township administrator, that service and say, hey, I think this is what it's about.
I mean, you don't know.
Restaurant or something. Yeah.
I thought,
It's probably more unaccessible. They, you know, I don't know what this Andrew, he's a younger definitely not as frugal as Bob. He's not as smart. I mean, Bob,
chasing somebody,
you know, Bob came
They're
to
chasing somebody,
yeah. There's no doubt he came. Actually, I had a friend that tricked me into called me. I said, I don't think
I don't remember us having an accident, but I know they.
maybe.
The one business, yeah.
And I've done a lot of developments. I just didn't want to do.
Yeah.
But
Let's
the
go.
nice thing about it is I had a way naturally to groundwater toxics. I had a way of reversing that over time. Natural gas that would eat up that bacteria. Far west.
But thank God they do not keep it close enough to the ground. You can see people out there.
All this stuff.
Well, I figured that's gonna be a day when that happens. When they start doing that.
Kind of urgent.
Probably
You didn't have all these things, but and Abington, actually the way it flows with Cleveland.
Oh, yeah, shopping.
It flows to the northeast naturally, like about all of that area. That's the way it flows, the water naturally.
I mean, there's probably other things in the line there, but that's what it was.
Abington has never had these bins.
we keep calling.
They're very few.
We keep calling.
But I'm trying to tell them, you know, look at, I'll do it, I'll try to read. Redevelop. The water off. How do you do from that?
Jason, that neighborhood's changed. I'm not into that neighborhood.
That could be anywhere.
It's different too.
I don't care where you live.
Because people like you.
What's the rules?
They can't. It's
A
hard.
lot from him.
Take it easy, guys.
All right, guys, appreciate it.
Has the knowledge and ability to do what I was gonna do.
Good luck,
They
Mr.
have-
Lehman. Good luck
Thank
with
you.
the water.
Yeah, talk to you guys.
All right, buddy.
Take care. They gotta change the way they do this. I gotta keep going. My dog,
My kid.
I never thought in the wildest dreams that I'm trying to do it before you die, like you said.
Yeah, that would be my luck.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
They will.
There's
Yeah.
no try, that's funny.
Drop dead or move away, hoping it's gonna get them on the street.
Should know as well that they.
It just about happened, didn't it?
Jeff just lives down the street. He's right there on the. Yeah, I know Jeff. Yeah, Pat, I love his.
A young woman that lives on the other side of us. She's only got 25.
Is that the one next to my line?
No, it's.
Who are the people who live next to the corner line?
They tore that house on completely and started from.
Straight up Tussock.
The high school.
Who did that?
Tropical.
Disintegrate my back.
Just recently?
It's right across the street from the,
It's next to the corner.
It's right next to your lot, yeah.
yeah.
You got the garage.
25 years, almost 25 years.
You don't know who lives there now?
200
I would.
and 258, I think.
Are they really terrible?
intended.
Bring in no
Because so they had 2 spec homes, the actual model.
They're kind of nice little houses.
And my street, they're probably the 9th house to be started, and then they started the ones down the street. 9th or 10th.
So I haven't been to that lot in a while.
Probably close to that, 400.
I mean, that,
I know.
no, I know.
I don't know how you could stand it. I couldn't stand it.
Well, we got,
Who has
we
a
got a
vote?
6 foot. You can, you can probably get more from the gas, basement's finished. Going east.
Excuse me, it's really,
The house I got, I couldn't afford
you
it.
have a house in that house.
She
What
had,
girl is, is she here tonight?
the only time that she had to move and make it in the front yard. Yeah, she gets a letter. The only thing that really hurts her is the school tax.
Is that it? How old is that?
Her.
She lived there for a long time, or she's by?
They used to live in Rosebud.
Maybe they had passed away. You'd think he would be all over, but
She's hardly ever there, maybe maybe.
is she an old girl? Or-
Okay. So, my wife's originally from Western, so State Street.
I don't know what she does.
There's a CVS there, snow going on.
I know that.
Just lazy as crap. Shovel
Do you know,
snow in the winter.
do you know what my dad told me?
Now get smaller. You guys are determined, that's all I gotta say.
Thanks for your patience, folks.
Yes. Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to end private deliberation.
I think. Rob Murphy? Yes.
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 Matt Lawford?
Yes.
I want to make a statement, just for clarification, some of the people have left. You know, we had as Chairman referred to, we had a hearing a few weeks ago about building on a 40-foot lot. There were certain circumstances with that we approved that. And we had earlier, we had somebody wanted to build on a 40-foot lot. This particular variance, and we had come to a conclusion on that based on what was presented or not presented. This is not building on a 40-foot lot. This lot has 128 foot of frontage. It is a setback issue. There are 3 completely separate issues for the board. Okay, just want to make that clear. And I'll go ahead and go forward. Motion to adopt and incorporate the findings of fact and conclusion of law and approval, application 24-004.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Couple of items. You'll need to read through the findings.
Oh, I
of
thought you
fact
did that first. Okay.
And another housekeeping item, would someone be willing to make a motion to enter the February 22nd, 2024 letter into the record?
Oh, that's correct, I'm sorry.
That's right.
Yeah, okay. So we have a letter from the Ohio Department of Natural Resources dated February 22nd, 24, to Jeff Lehman, Lehman Homes, about the an updated evaluation of the groundwater resources near the Cleveland Heights subdivision, residential property development in Linden Township. And we want to enter this into record, and so we could have that done. Motion for that to have it done, or do we?
I think I said you don't have to have a motion to actually move it into the record, so.
This is replacing an older letter that was supplied by Mr. Lehman. That was a number of years old.
All right,
Okay,
ready?
now I'm on.
Ready for findings of fact?
Findings of fact and conclusions of law. First, whether the property in question will yield a reasonable return. We believe that factor has been met. The board feels they are determined the property owner will not be able to improve the property in a way that it will yield a reasonable return without the variance. Whether the variance is not substantial, the board feels that the variance is substantial. Whether the character of the neighborhood would be substantially altered or adjoining properties would not suffer a substantial detriment as a result of the variance. The board determined that the factors has been met. And again, we don't think there's substantial detriment to the surrounding properties. Whether the variance adversely affect the delivery of governmental services, the board determined that this factor has been met. Whether the property owner did not purchase the property with knowledge of the zoning restriction, the board determined that the factor has not been met. Whether the property owner's predicament cannot be feasibly obviated, and this factor has been met. Whether the spirit and intent behind the zoning requirements would be observed and substantial justice done by granting the variance, the board determined the factor has been met. So now I will make a motion to adopt and incorporate the findings of fact and approve application 24-004.
I second.
Ralph Murphy?
Aye.
Mark Haynes?
Yes.
George Matthews?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Matt Long?
Yes.
The variance has been approved.
So what'll happen is you'll get a copy.
Thank you so much for your attendance and your testimony for the zoning commission. And trust me, I understand about the water. Seriously, I hated Sulphur Springs. Oh,
Wish the township would help us with water.
well, we're working on that.
We discussed it.
Yeah.
I don't remind me, but I
We
will.
have no problems with people building the water situation.
It's gonna.
Can you mail the trustees about the water problem? Can you send an email to the trustees?
Email to the trustees to see.
I'll try it.
Thank you.
But, you know, they meet twice.
Hopefully not.
And they do have a forum during the township meetings where residents can come and speak and with concerns. They don't take questions at that meeting, but you can be informed of issues.
Yes. And go to the township website, Pat Myers. Okay, thank you. All right.
Be safe going home, folks.
Thank you.
You do the same.
Okay, yeah.
So, the last variance we're gonna hear tonight is 24-005 and 24-006. They're gonna be heard together. The applicant, Construction LLC, is requesting two variances to build single-family residential homes at 2881 Stillwater Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, 43231, Glendon Township, Franklin County, Ohio. Tax parcel number 11 and at 9 -03 Kilbourne Ave, Columbus, Ohio, 43231, London Township, Frank County, Ohio, tax parcel -00454-00. These properties are in an R8 restricted urban residential zoning district. Each of both variances are asking to be allowed to build on legal non-conforming lots of record. They're only 57 feet in width along a publicly maintained right-of-way. Section 10.41 of London Township zoning resolution, Article 1 general provisions state, construction of a conforming structure and/or the conduct of a permitted use shall be allowed on a lot of, or parcel of record, which has an area and lot width less than the required for such structure or permitted use in the zoning district in which it is located, provided current setbacks and separations between the structures can be met and public health requirements are satisfied for water supply and wastewater disposal, and the lots of butts a public street. The construction of a conforming structure and/or the conduct of shall be allowed on a non-conforming lot of record having at least 60 feet abutment on an improved publicly maintained right-of-way. Variance of other development standards as described above shall be obtained only through action of Board of Zoning Appeals in accordance with the provision of Article 8, Board of Zoning Appeals. Such non-conforming lots, which must, for public health purposes, construct on-site water supply and wastewater, sorry, it's a misprint. Anyway, such non-conforming lots, which must, for public health purposes, construct on-site supply and/or wastewater disposal systems, may not divide or convey adjacent lots in common ownership of a contiguous frontage and other land of the same ownership on the effective date of this amendment to the zoning resolution. Such conveyance would plunge the affected lot size below the required public health standards. Otherwise, development shall be permitted in accordance with development standards of the zoning district in which the ownership is located. Since both lots are legally non-conforming and the two lots are not contiguous, only 57 feet wide, an approved variance is required for them to build. Without the variance being granted, there is no other permissible use for the properties. All other proposed zoning resolution. Additional note I want to bring before the board. The applicant has started construction on 2903 Kilbourne Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, 42221. Reason being is they received a approved certificate of zoning compliance in error at London Township staff. It wasn't any fault of their own. They actually came to London Township and said, hey, I want to start construction on this lot. I told them we needed variance. They brought up, well, do I need a variance for my other lot that they've already started construction on? So they came honest with me and said, hey, I want to get the variance. I want to do this right. So I want you to make you aware that they brought it to me. They could have just slipped under the radar. They could have said nothing and built that. They tried to do the right thing. So I just want that to be on record. It's something the board to consider when we get the variance application.
That was back in March.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, is there anybody here that would like to address the board on the? You sure? Okay. All right, so we've heard the application variances on 24005 and 24006. Should we need to separate those and do them individually? Okay, so let's go with in order 24005, since that's the one that has the construction already started on.
So what I would recommend, if the board does not want to go into private deliberations, I would recommend you walk through the findings of fact, include conclusions of law worksheet, just so that, because you still do need to make those before you make the motion.
Okay, all right. Hearing that, no, we're not gonna go into private
I
session?
guess if you, do you want to?
I'm gonna go get one of the papers and get the questions.
Okay.
I guess I leave it, I'm sorry, I thought based on what you were asking, if the board was ready to make a decision. If you want to go into, certainly if the board wants to go into private deliberations, we can absolutely do that.
I don't think it's necessary myself, but
These-
don't let me be.
right here.
No question for Adam.
Oh,
Does it meet the area requirement?
Yes, because it's not legal, these are legal non-conforming lots, so they meet the area requirement.
Were you the gentleman who brought this forward? Forgive me. Okay. Hey, thanks for being honest.
Further, can you say your name and address for the record?
My name is Stefan Austin, with Austin Construction, and, the address is 2881 to 29032.
Thank you. And, do we need to swear him in?
Actually, shouldn't be talking without legal. I'm just here, to just.
You just met his name,
No,
so.
that's fine. Okay, thank you.
That's not given any testimony, that's fine.
Come on, we're not that bad. Are we?
Oh, didn't have that. True. Okay, whether the property in question will not yield a reasonable return without this variance.
I think that the criteria has been met. Even barring the construction that's already started, it's.
Whether the variance is not substantial. I believe the factor has been met, it's not substantial.
3 foot.
Yeah, 3-foot variance. Half the size of the table.
Whether the essential character of the neighborhood would not be substantially altered or adjoining properties would not suffer a substantial detriment as a result of the variance.
I think it's NA, if we're allowed to put that on there. Not applicable. We need to go through each one of these questions, but whatever you guys decide, or whatever you want to do.
If the board does not want to address that factor, you don't have to.
Whether the variance would not adversely affect the delivery of governmental services, water, sewage, and garbage.
It's another NA.
I mean, the house, the streets line with houses already, so.
Right.
I think that one would be-
I didn't see a water supply, for the houses.
If you look at the, I could pass this down if you want bigger, it's kind of small, but if you look at these, this is what was provided as proof of water and sewer. These are the water lines, sewer lines.
Oh, gotcha. Are they clumps? They're clumps.
Yeah.
Did I see that? Where's the water starting? For this whole area. Where's the well area? So the other areas are.
It's literally on the same street.
It is? The cities?
Yes.
Water. Half the street. Half the street. Could be. That's crazy.
No, there's, city water and, sewer. Lowe's, has the, water line and the county has the sewer.
I was trying to figure out where there's a brook. Yeah, he's got one. Thank you.
Area.
Madam, these two plots are not next to each other, right?
They're not.
No.
When was this property, the 24005, was that purchased last year?
This is both properties were purchased at the same time last year.
Okay, thank you.
You stuck or you ready?
I'm ready.
And I drafted it.
Well, they were,
Yep, and at 5, and then we have to just, well,
that we're gonna do the.
Absolutely,
separate,
separate.
but back to that. Should I just break right into this?
Yep.
Okay. For you, sir. The findings of fact and conclusions of law, this is what the board has determined. Whether the property in question will not yield a reasonable return without the variance, the board determined the criteria has been met. Whether the variance is not substantial, the board determined the factor has been met, as is not substantial. Whether the variance would not adversely affect the delivery of governmental services, we believe that factor has been met. Therefore, I make a motion to adapt and incorporate the findings of fact and conclusion of law and approval of application 24-005.
I second that motion.
Okay. Roll call?
Ralph Murphy,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
George Michael,
Yes.
Steve Bella,
Yes.
Matt Long.
Yes.
Okay, so it's been approved. The variance 24-005 has been approved. Okay, so we go on to the next one. 24006. We've already read the variance, Adam, and we'll just need to go into the facts and conclusions of law. Go through those questions again. Whether the property in question will not yield a reasonable return.
Yeah,
I'd say read off the same one. I
yeah,
think
yeah.
you're
I just-
pretty magic.
If anybody doesn't have any objections, we will go with the same conclusions as we heard these two cases are
The
identical.
lots are the same size, the homes are the same size.
Everything's the same. Findings of fact and conclusions of law, the board determined whether the property in question will not yield a reasonable return. The board determined the criteria has been met. Whether the variance is not substantial, the board determined this factor has been met. Whether the variance would not adversely affect the governmental delivery of government services of water, sewage, garbage, factor has been met. Motion to adopt and incorporate the findings of fact and conclusions of law and approve application 24-006.
I second that motion.
Ralph Murphy. Aye. Mark Ham,
Yes.
George Michael,
Yes.
Steve Bella. Yes. Matt Long.
Yes.
Okay, the motion has been,
All right, guys.
thank you very much.
Thank you guys. Thank you much. Good night.
Not yet.
Thanks,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, I guess we're gonna go ahead and,
Motion to adjourn?
Yes. There's a motion to adjourn. Second.
I second that motion.
Murphy?
Grudgingly, yes.
Martins?
Yes.
George Matheson?
Yes.
Stephen Ballmer? No.
Yes, and good night.
Well, we're gonna set a date for the next meeting, which will be, I believe, August the 15th. So